And hi, hello,
Hi, folks.
hi, and welcome to Queers Guild. Welcome to Indie Review, our mostly weekly indie TTRPG showcase. I was gonna say a review, but like we don't really review them; we just play them. It's a review with the UE, very important. Um, that's distinct from because like we're not an authority on like giving actual reviews because the most sophisticated thing we can say is it's good, I liked it. So,
Well, they're usually good, and I usually like
and we
it.
usually like it. Yeah. I think we should play some real stinkers just to show how like good at critiquing we are.
Okay.
So let's play some Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Oh. Anyway,
That would take too long.
that's a bit of uh, RPG humor for you uh folks at home.
Deep cut it.
Deep, not really a deep cut. Just the lowest hanging fruit, really. It's really what
Mm,
I was going for. But anyway, back to the good stuff. Yeah, we just like to play good games, and so the best thing we can say is that they're good and we like them. Usually, if we play them more than once, that's how you know we really like them. So, but we try to do something new most of the time. So, anyway, thank you for joining us and coming here. The reason you came here, I hope, was to watch us play last Tea Shop by Spring Villager,
yes.
a lovely a little TTRPG that was included in this one was in the TTRPG community for Ukraine bundle, right?
Hmm.
Which is a amazing bundle using made to help support the people in Ukraine, because that fucking sucks. And it's been over. The bundle has been over for a while, but you can still find the games that they're part of and play them, and also you can still directly donate and support to people in need with Ukraine. But anyway, so big thank you to Spring Villager for making this game and putting it on the bundle and letting us play it.
And
Um,
keep your eyes open because Spring Villager has mentioned that they are working on a longer zine version. This is a one-page TTRPG, but they are adding more content and creating a small, I think they said 12-page zine
that'll
that
be fun.
should be available within the next couple weeks.
Sounds really cool. There's already a lot
Yeah.
to do even on this one page.
Hmm.
So
It's a very full page, which I like.
you know, a one page RPG means business when the page is landscape and not portrait. So you know it's the real deal kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Uh, so normally this game is actually a one single player game meant to be like sort of journaling experience.
Yes.
So, and you picked the game this week, so I'll let you
Yeah.
walk us through it.
So Last Tea Shop is a solo journaling game about be owning a tea shop on the border between the lands of the living and the lands of the dead. And it's uh the description that the game comes with is you run a tea shop on the border of the living and the dead. The recently deceased visit for one last hot drink before their long journey to the great beyond. Time is strange here, days and memories blur. Nobody visited yesterday, you are sure of that. Someone passed last week, but you are unable to picture their face. The fog thins, a figure approaches, you stoke the fire. This can be played as a two-player game, which is what we're doing, where one player is the tea shop owner and the other plays the various visitors that come through. So to get us started here, I'm going to roll on the little table. I'm gonna roll a six-sided die just to decide the location of my shop. Five, a seemingly endless field of moss.
I love moss.
Me
You
too.
really can't go wrong with moss.
You cannot. And then you choose two affinities from the list, or you can just make them up, but I'm gonna choose incense
Mm,
and lost objects.
interesting. And by affinities, is that sort of like the vibe, the aesthetic of what your place looks like, pretty
Yes.
much? That makes sense.
Um, so now we need a name for the shop. Um, I almost think it wouldn't be named. It's just like
The shop.
yeah, it's just the shop. It's just like there's just like one of those ye old hangy signs, and it just has like a picture of a teacup on it. There's like no words.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't need to be named because it's the only one of its kind.
Yeah,
Yeah, kind of thing. You
and
can't get it confused with the other tea shop that shepherds souls to the great beyond.
in the endless field of moss.
In the endless field of moss, yeah.
Um,
I'm just imagining just like a new shop popping up right next door. Like you have this whole flippin' field of moss to pick from.
excuse me.
Excuse me, and you put up shop next door doing the same thing, and then it's just like one of those like fan fiction I use where it's like you're like rivals in like a shop, like opposing shops across the street, and then you end up falling in love.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sure. Let's go with that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I read a lot of fan fiction. It's not obvious.
so
That's the type of person
I'm picturing just this sort of like squat little building. There's a little like patio space um, under an awning, but it's like always kind of gray and drizzly
right?
in the moss fields. So it's most people go inside, and there's like big squishy armchairs and shelves full of knickknacks. It's very crowded. There's some little incense burners everywhere, and sometimes when you come in you like see something that looks like something you used to own a long time ago but lost, that's like on the shelves. Like, how did that get here? Is it the same thing? um
You've got a lot
yeah,
of like oddly specific T-shirts to very specific events that happen in very specific places.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like so and so marathon to like 1997. So like what? In Tucson and fucking in Tucson. I forget where Tucson is.
Arizona.
Arizona, Tucson, Arizona. Wow. Uh, uh yeah, I just think that would be very funny.
Yep.
Big grandma's like 90th birthday get together celebration.
It's one of those with like a picture of your grandma on
Yeah,
it, and you will never wear it
no,
ever again.
never again.
And it's like,
It's like
what?
all the T-shirts I have of like my high school like drama
Yeah,
and plays
yeah, of
that
course.
we would get, and like all like the like the stage crew T-shirts that we get. Like I'm never gonna wear this, and I'm never gonna donate it because I don't want. I don't. It feels so weird like giving
Like, no
someone a
one wants
shirt
to.
that was specific to me in a
Yeah.
specific point in my life that is no longer relevant. Anyway,
Why do they even make those shirts?
what?
Why do they even make like t-shirts like that?
Because it's a good like bonding. It's like
Yeah,
makes you feel part of the group kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah. And it's fun to match, you know.
it is fun to match. Um, so now that we've set up shop, we move into the first day. And the first step is to prepare some real tea for yourself, for
Which we've
real.
done
Which,
before the stream, because that would take some time.
yeah, we already have.
Which show them the cozy.
What the?
That's the cozy. Oh my gosh, this thing is hefty.
Yeah.
Because it's full of tea. And our tea. Which I'm going to pour right now. Ooh, that's a hot boy.
Yep.
Forget how hot the pot gets when you put the cozy over it.
Are you okay? Do you
Yeah,
want an oven mitt?
Flipping work with hot drinks all the time. This is fine. At unspecified location.
Unspecified hot drinks chain.
It's fucking peach coffee, that's what it is.
Here, do you want some milk?
Yes, I would love some. Thank you. This is not entertaining in the slightest, but thank
It's
you.
entertaining for me.
Well, of course it is. You're drinking foreign tea. Anyway,
I
here's my
love
mug.
tea.
Got it in London when I went to London. Oh gosh, 6, 7 or 8 years ago. Wow. Ooh, God, that made me feel old. It's a what is it? We got the chocolate Earl Grey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not to like be
I'm not fishing for
and
sponsors, but
not to
David's
like
tea, thank
be
you.
an advertiser for David's tea, but I do really like David's tea.
Mm-hmm. It's very
Um,
good. They're very good. Pretty pricey, but they're very
this
good.
is my mug that I got last year from my mom.
I know.
Yeah, we have two of them.
I have one as well. Yes.
They have a little Avery and a little me and a little Oliver.
Very good.
I love these. I just love these mugs.
This has become
Man, I love tea.
tea time with Avery and Vico. We should do this more often.
Yeah.
I think we should just turn on stream and just sit here and just drink tea and just stare at each other. And just maybe someone will pop in and like talk to us and chat. We'll just sort of have a chill discussion. It's like Sunday mornings with Avery and Vico. And then we'll like talk about like the news of the day and like
I forgot to leave a space on my notebook for supplies
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do the next step.
Mm-hmm.
You can just stare into the camera while sipping your tea if you want.
How are you
So
guys doing at home?
the next step is to roll 2d6.
Oh, two of them. That's wow.
And uh so you're rolling on the supplies table. The first die is the row, so 1 through 6, and then the second is the column, so 1 through 3 is one column, and 4 through 6
Gotcha.
is the other column.
Gotcha.
So.
I'm looking at the people at home won't notice because they don't have the PDF right in front of them, but I got you.
So, and you do this 3 times to get 3 supplies. So I'm gonna say the skull is my first die, and the little green and pink is my second die, my column die.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 3 and a 6. So my first ingredient is giant puffball.
Ooh. Love puffballs.
I would like some giant puffball tea. A 1 and a 6. Ancient seashell. Some weird ass tea.
For drinking the tea from?
Maybe.
I'm getting salty notes.
If I get another 6 on this die, it's going into dice jail. Ha! A 5 and a 3 reindeer lichen.
That's very sweet. What does reindeer lichen look like? I don't know if that's a real thing.
It looks like lichen, but reindeer like to eat it.
Oh, okay. I thought it would be like somewhat appearing like reindeer.
Maybe it's like little clumps of moss that are shaped into
Maybe the way they
a
grow
reindeer.
sort of look like antlers.
Yeah.
The way they grow against like rocks and stuff. Because that's what lichen do. They grow on rocks. Vital to the ecosystem in slowly eroding rocks. I studied earth science in high school.
I didn't.
Really?
Yeah. We had a class called Earth Science and I skipped it because I was on the advanced track.
Because you're so fucking smart.
Yeah, I took physics my freshman year because I had been put on an advanced science track. And then I didn't have to take earth science.
Okay, gifted kid. How fucked up did that make you?
Physics was pretty cool.
How much of that do you remember?
Like, I remember my teacher setting shit on fire.
That is a good. That yeah, that is fun about physics.
That's
Was
like
it for
all.
like chemical compositions of stuff? That was more chemistry.
No, it was
Or for propulsion?
no.
Or oh, thermodynamics maybe?
Maybe
Hmm?
he had one of those like long tubes with different with like holes all along the top and you light it on fire and the little like flames come out of all of the holes and then if you cover some like the others will be higher, but if you uncover them all then they'll all be level. He also had a bike chain that he used, I think, to show us laws of motion or
Yeah, I mean that could
something.
be like fluid dynamics because I guess fire does like the air follows fluid dynamics. This is a complete tangent. Tell me more about your third ingredient. Oh, you did it already. You
Yeah,
got the ancient
reindeer
seashell,
lichen.
the giant puffball. What does the giant puffball look like? And don't say a giant puffball.
I almost want it to be like a marimo,
Oh, oh my
like
God.
just to keep going with the moss theme.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a really big, really soft marimo.
Every piece, every like tea drink in this shop has just slightly tastes like a little bit of grass all the time.
Yeah, we do specialty green teas here.
Mm-hmm.
I describe some of my favorite teas as having a grassy taste, and everyone is like, "What? And you enjoy that?" It's like, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. I like a nice green, earthy tea.
Earthy is a good descriptor. We are out of matcha at where I work today.
Oh my
We've
god,
been out of matcha, I think,
the horror.
for a while. I think for like a few days now. We're out of everything all the time. And everyone gets so mad about it. Um, but yeah, I was actually gonna make you one on my way home from work today.
Oh,
But I was like, I had like the pitcher full of milk. I was like, I'm gonna go shake up and make a nice matcha. And I was like, oh wait, no, no, no matcha. So sorry.
I'm warmed by the thought,
Do you like
though.
chai? I can probably make you chais
I
instead.
do like chai.
Chai's pretty good.
I usually avoid it because caffeine, but I do like chai. I like chai every now and then.
Mm-hmm. Tell us your favorite tea in the comments
Yeah,
below.
in the comments, in the chat,
In the
let's
chat. Anyway, tell me what's the next step?
the next step is to roll on the weather table. So you just roll 1d6 and the weather
Is that so?
uh gives you an emotional tone for the day.
I'm seeing that you roll for your days first.
You're right. Roll 1d6 and note the result in the days section of your sheet. Find that number on visitors, and this is your first visitor.
Do you want? Is
Okay.
it okay for me to roll because I'm playing the visitors?
Yes. Just
Awesome.
tell me what number you get.
Mama needs a new pair of shoes. One.
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 It has been one day.
Okay. So now you roll a d6.
Now I roll for weather. That is a 2, a heavy blue fog.
Hang on, I'm gonna take out my notebook so I can, or let me take a post-it note so I can record the characters I'm playing.
And that is a melancholy
Mm-hmm.
emotional tone.
I spelled melancholy. Hang on. I wrote it like a melon, like a watermelon. Anyway. Consult recipes and prepare a tea you have one of the supplies for.
Well, since it's a melancholy day, I think I'm gonna go with gumboot tea,
Gumboot.
which warms the soul. So, how this game works is so you prepare the tea and ask a question, and then and the customer answers, and then after they drink the tea, you ask a second question, and the tea effect, uh, like for gumboot tea, it warms the soul. then influences their answer to your second question. So, do you want to describe yourself coming in?
Mm-hmm. Um, okay. Coming into the store, the little door opens, and like the little jingly bell goes. Um, you don't really hear much footsteps because the floor is made of moss, of course. Maybe a little sound. And I hope that picked up on the mic. Um, sort of very, very a bedraggled uh, countenance,
Mm-hmm.
attire, like a very like down on their luck, sort of like you could tell this used to be a person's like a business suit for like a business person. She
Business suit for business people, yeah.
she it's sort of like loosely hanging out. She has like a necktie that's sort of pulled out and unbuttoned, a button down shirt, a very sort of stained uh jacket, blazer that sort of is ill fitting a little bit. Um, and she walks in. There's like deep bags under her eyes, and she's very much visibly hunched over. Um, and she just sort of looks around, kind of like half like she's like just like trying to figure out where she is, and half like she's trying to appraise the price of everything in the room. And I guess she spots the tea shop owner.
It's me.
Hey,
The tea shop owner is the best you can say is that they're wearing a sweater. They're wearing a nice knit sweater and one of those little like aprons with the pockets um and they have a little like crossword book and a pencil behind their ear, and that is like the maximum amount of like
hmm,
understanding what this person looks like that can be reached.
everything else is just sort of like static or whatever.
Like they're a person and you can see their facial expressions, but if you had to describe them, the
Describe,
best you could
yeah,
do is like
like a
sweater.
perception filter ish Doctor Who
Yeah,
style. Yeah, gotcha.
they look like tea shop owner.
Tea shop owner.
uh
Their appearance is tea.
so
Their
it's
gender
just
is
like
tea.
uh just like the 4 letter word for oh hello, sit down. I just put on a new pot.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm used to something more stronger. I never really drank tea. I don't really drink tea. Didn't. Um,
Well, there's always time to try something new.
um right, you are. Where do I sit?
Anywhere you like. I do recommend um that sofa over there. It's very soft.
Sofa. What if um, no tables or anything, just in case no one got a friendly game going.
Game of what?
You never know what's gonna happen. I mean, some friends may show up, and you just want to play a friendly game and see what you can get.
You often live by a code of seeing what you can get.
I mean, you can always try for what you want. And the luck's on your side.
Hmm. Go sit down. I'll be back with your tea.
Okay, sure. And she just sort of moves over.
Does she sit on the sofa or does she
She sits on
choose
the sofa. Yeah.
a
Was that your first question?
uh yeah,
Okay.
I guess. A little cat pokes its head out from under the sofa. It's a little
Mm.
tortoise shell.
Mm.
Um and it looks up at her and it's like, "Huh?"
Like,
And it jumps up and settles into your lap with that very like cat like air of this is where I'm sleeping now. You do not
yeah,
have a choice.
yeah, that tracks. What are you serving?
Gumboot tea today. I felt it went with the weather.
I don't know if I've had that. Is it strong?
It's warm.
Oh, one of the. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Um, Thank
Mm-hmm.
you.
I put a cup down in front of you and sit next to you on the other end of the couch.
Certainly, certainly it's warm.
Yes.
Mm.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
What are you proud of in your life? What what did you take pride in? Do you take pride in? Sorry.
I guess I'm pretty like proud of my poker face. Is it working? No, that's not it then. That's really bad at that. Am really bad at that. Um, I guess not much. Um,
Oh, there must be something.
I went to law school
Oh, law school.
for a few years. Um, I got some of it done. I guess I'm proud that I did that.
You should be. Law school is quite difficult, so I've heard.
Yeah, yeah, it's real hard. Um, wow, that's it. That's yeah, I never finished. I couldn't afford it. Well, I could for a little bit, and then I couldn't. And then I could. Never really had time for family. Oh, a lot of things I regret, but not much I'm proud of. It's a real bummer, isn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I should feel. I mean, I was feeling pretty bummed, but like now I'm like still a little bummed, but like I don't know. I'm like not that sad about it.
That's normal.
Shouldn't I be sad about it?
If you like. But It is what it is.
Yeah, I guess not. How the cookie crumbles, right? Any cookies?
I think I do, actually.
Hey, I lost that like 5 years ago.
Hmm? This very distracted. Oh, as the tea shop owner goes like to the kitchen and comes back with like a little tin of like very specifically the exact kind of cookies that your great aunt used to make.
Yeah, she was always good at the baking thing. But aren't all grandmas like that? You think when you become a grandma, you become really good at baking?
I haven't made a study of it, but
That's weird. And yeah, she taught me some stuff. I used to make a pretty good snickerdoodle. Maybe that's what I should have done.
here, why don't you take these for the road?
Yeah, sure. Um, yeah. No, tomorrow I'm gonna bake something, and then I'm gonna keep baking things, and then I'm not gonna stop.
I wish you luck.
Thanks.
Little,
Tea, good tea, good tea,
thank you.
good tea. Goodbye.
The little cat is kind of still on your lap.
I can't move.
Oh, now I have. Uh, Mademoiselle, come here. Come here. She just gives a little ear flick, and then she very like slowly and very like smugly just stands, does a little stretch, bonks you with her head, and then jumps down and goes back under the couch.
Yeah, there she goes. Cool. All right. Well, I gotta go do something. Um, bye.
Yes.
She just sort
Goodbye.
of walks out and fades into the ether.
So that was day one.
Day one.
So the gambler uh, is the character you were playing, and that character has an effect
An effect.
where the next time I roll the weather, I roll 2d6 and I take the higher number.
Yep.
Um,
All right. So we'll roll for the next days, right?
yep. I
Cool.
still have 3 tea supplies, so I don't need to roll on that.
All right. So just adding it to so that was day one essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Roll another one.
Okay,
This die is going away.
so it's
So if I roll
2
one every
now.
time, that the game gonna last forever. All right. That does add to the next roll. So
Yes.
all right. So day two. Okay. Yeah. What's our weather?
Our weather is bruised purple
You do
fog.
roll 2d6
Oh, right.
because of the effect of the gambler.
Let me try that again. Okay, our new weather is persistent
Whichever's
drizzle.
higher, whichever's the higher one. So
Mm-hmm.
persistent drizzle.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
The mood is exhausted. Let me make some tea. What do I have? Ooh, I do have. Uh, I have reindeer lichen. I am going to make tea of mirth.
Oops. Yeah, what?
Tea of mirth.
Mirth.
Cross out the reindeer
Isn't that
lichen.
a character in Fire Emblem? That's Marth.
No, that's
You're mistaking that with Marth.
that's March. Thinking of
No. That's a day. That's a month of the year. You're thinking. Anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now I walk in, right? I'll
Yep.
describe my character walking in. Um, they are a very, uh, I guess the first thing noticeable about them is they're very, very dirty, just covered in what you hope is dirt. Um, kind of like wearing overalls and a sort of like a thick flannel shirt underneath it. Very mussed up hair, uh, almost a perpetual bedhead, some might say. A piece of straw in their mouth, uh, sort of wandering in. They just let out this deep sigh, walking in out of the rain, sort of wiping their brow a bit. Um, Morning.
Good morning.
Um, Almost out there.
Yes,
I think I got some of my shoes.
probably.
What, is there more moss in here?
No, that's the carpet.
Oh, well, it sure looks carpet fancy. They sort of go down and like rub their hands against it. Oh, pretty soft too.
It is definitely moss. It's very soft and carpet-like, but it's definitely moss.
It's definitely more. Okay. Do you, uh, do you have some with a pick me up juice in it? Mm,
I think I can whip something up. Let me just. Why
cool.
don't you take a seat and I'll put some
Cool.
on?
Do you? Can I be more horizontal? That's all right.
We have plenty of sofas.
Oh, wonderful. Never get to use sofas in the estate. They'll lie down. Uh, just because I really love the image, uh, this cliche image of the hat putting over their head. They also have the cowboy hat.
As soon as you're like
And then
settled,
there's Snark me.
yeah, there are immediately like three different cats on you.
Oh wow, you're all much cleaner than old Betsy and the one hanging out with me at this in the stables. Oh, well, you're all very comf. Mm, mm, um, oh, warm kitties. Huh? Look at that. Oh, where?
You're at the tea shop.
Oh yeah, right, the moss place. Yeah, I ain't have none tea well, at least not in a while. I'm usually a Joe drinker, as you might say. Not refined enough for them teas.
Oh, I don't think you have to be refined to enjoy a good cup.
Well, them glass, them mugs is so delicate.
Why don't you uh and they bring out like a little kettle on a little burner. Um like this'll just take a moment. Why don't you tell me about where you're from?
Oh well, I mean, ain't most no big like interesting places that like the cities or whatever. But I mean, it's a humble town. Um, one of them towns that pop up, spring on up when them trains pull through. Got the ranch and the big investors coming in. getting the cattle, and the brands, and the horses and stuff like that. Most of us who was here first, well, after the ones who were here first, the ones that were killed. I mean, I wasn't my doing. Me and my family, we have great relations with the native peoples, and I would give anything to watch them stick it to good old, you know. So I mean, yeah, that's just how life is. But um, us here, we work for the big man, and well, we know all the estates, and uh, just do his bidding. He has all them horses, never gets a spot on that suit, never won. Uh, and they all go on me. So I make sure them horses are good, safe, and so yeah, it's a nice place out west, but uh, real pretty with the sunset sometimes in the mountains. But most of the time, it's a lot of piss, shit, dirt, and beer. It's about my home. Uh, is the tea done? I don't know how long it takes. Coffee's usually like a one done thing.
Yes, this is 3, 2, 1. Perfect. A little sugar in the bottom of the mug, and then it's one of those like really fancy pours from like way up
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Like,
Wow.
ooh,
How good's that pour? How good's that pot?
it's it's quiet and like very even.
It's like that quality Chinese teapot. Nice.
Yeah, and then a little steam comes up, uh, forms like a little smiley face.
That's interesting for sure.
Here, here you go.
Is this gonna make me see things? Like, is that one of them teas?
No,
No. Oh,
I
shame.
can probably do that, but
See how funny it would be when me and roaming around seeing all them shapes and peoples around. Oh, I think I hit that point. When you haven't sleeping for much long, and oh, everything's flipping hilarious. Oh,
it also might be the tea.
oh, there was something in the tea.
Well, there generally is.
There's usually always a bit of something, right?
I mean, it's not water.
No, no. I mean, if it was good tasting water, I'm gonna tell you that.
Just a little reindeer lichen. Just a little.
Oh, I remember seeing a reindeer once. It chased my sister out in the fields. We were visiting some family up north. Um, and gosh, there was a herd of reindeer all about. My sister got the bright idea to go pet one, thinking all them holiday stories, thinking it'll help her fly or whatever. And she went up to it, and it chased her, so I almost kicked her and had to chase it off. Oh, I wonder what Darlene's doing now. And yeah, she got married off.
Does she miss you?
I mean, I certainly miss her. Uh, we write letters occasionally.
Mhm.
Sometimes, describing the things, going on. Her life's a lot different now, now than mine, that's for sure. A bit pampered, if you ask me. But yeah, I think she misses me. We siblings. You know how they can be kind of jerks to each other, kind of pulling on each other's pigtails, kind of thing.
The
Uh,
the tea shop owner is nodding, but like the expression on the face is just like, sure,
Sure,
okay,
yeah,
yeah,
uh-huh,
sure. I don't get this at all.
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, no, I mean, when it mattered, we were there for each other. You know, mom, and pa, um, passed, sort of that's all we really had. So, you know, and I got working at the estate to, you know, care for both of us, and she, yeah, took bartending, and she did what she could. Uh, and you know, situations sort of best how to go. She gonna get married, and I think she at least likes the girl, but uh, maybe they're just friends. I don't. But um, I don't think it really matters to her. Uh, I've always been the romantic. She really hasn't been. So, and not like there's anything. For me, the most romantic thing I get is a freaking slumper from a horse. So, but uh, yeah. Uh, no, I think she misses me. At least that's what it sounds like in letters when they come. Um,
You know, I've always thought it's good to be missed. It means that you were there and you meant something.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess. I mean, the only time you know it's not good to be meant to miss is when, oh, when that sucker's coming at you with a knife. You don't want to miss that gunshot. I'm telling you. Oh, you don't
So
want to
I've
miss
heard.
that aim. Yeah, you almost had one good aim. I had terrible aim. Couldn't hit the broadside bar. Oh, wow, good fun juice. Good fun to juice. Well, I don't know if there's more tea, more of that stuff on the road.
I can get you a thermos.
Oh, that's a funny word. What does it do?
It's a it's like a bottle, but it keeps the contents warm.
Hell, really?
Yes.
Wow, isn't that something? Cool, awesome. I really love that. Well, you know, been, I haven't had a break this long in a couple of years. The boss is probably looking for where I am. So, um, thank you, kind, and I'll certainly see you around.
Let me get you that thermos.
I mean, don't be gone too long. If I'm still too long, I ain't gonna moving for another couple hours.
Leaves. Um,
Uh,
yeah, and just lets you nap for a bit.
go.
When you wake up, it doesn't even seem like any time has passed. Like there's no
How many
that
more
the
cats
sun
are
hasn't moved.
there?
There are still three cats on you, but they're different cats.
Oh, jeez. So many
Um,
cats.
yeah.
Yep,
The
yeah,
the amount of cats that this shop has is however many they need at that moment.
that's fair.
Um,
Yep. And then they'll put on their hat and sort of duck out into the rain after grabbing their thermos.
don't get lost this time.
They like sort of like dig some of the moss out of their shoe and wander off, fade into the distance. All right,
All
that was
right.
day two.
Yes. And now I roll again because I need another ingredient. See what we got. Dried sage.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna use a different d6 for the days. Hope it gives me something better than a one. 8. All right, 5, and then the staple hand had a special thing where it added 2 days. So that is adds 7 then. So that would be 9.
9.
Okay.
All right. Let's
What's my mood?
roll our weather. 2. We are back to heavy blue fog.
Yay!
Melancholy. And I I'm going to brew comforting brew
Oh.
with the dried sage that I've just got.
Hmm. Okay. Sorry, I'm googling what a forester is real quick. My first instinct went like lumberjack, but I don't think that's exactly what that is. So okay. Forget I have to want to introduce the character. Okay.
I do want to note, I think that the tea shop owner is outside, like on the patio, sweeping, but because it's just moss, it's not doing anything. Like they're sweeping, but it's not helping.
Yeah, it's like trying to sweep a rug, like a really
Yeah,
fluffy rug, and just nothing goes anywhere.
it's very much this is what shopkeeps do,
This is
right? They
I'm playing the
sweep.
part of shopkeep tonight in the role of shopkeep.
It's shopkeep.
For this performance only. All right. Yes. All right. Yeah. So a very kindly looking woman, um, maybe in her like late 70s ish, um, walks in. She looks like a typical like gardener sort of thing. She sort of has a wide brim sun hat and like gloves, like those what are they called? They're just
Gardening
garden
gloves.
gloves. Um,
The
she has
gloves for gardening.
oh yeah,
The
yeah,
gardening
the
gloves.
clothing gloves, yeah, the gloves designed specifically for gardening, right? Those. Um, she walks in. She's sort of like has like a spindly nature to her, sort of taut skin around very kind eyes. She's just sort of looking around, just sort of gazing, and like she like I don't know if there's any plants in the tea shop.
Today there are, yeah.
There are, of course there are. And she like takes in the incense and the looking at some of the knickknacks around there. Oh, oh, hello. Oh, come on. Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm well, and you?
Oh, wow, I'm doing just fine, thank you.
It's a bit nippy out there today, isn't it? Let me
Oh, yeah, a little hard to
put
see.
something warm on.
That'd be great, thank you. And she just sort of steps over to a random table and just sits down there. Sort of like has her like hands like clasped between each other, like on the table, just sort of just staring at them.
A cat comes by.
Oh, hello, darling. Oh, aren't you a sweet little thing?
Goes, "Meow,
Oh, very talkative, aren't you?
meow."
And she will pet them.
It's a big orange boy.
Oh, Chunky.
Chunky
So
monkey.
stupid.
It jumps on the table just as the shopkeep is coming out of, like, the back with the kettle and, like, Cheddar! You're not allowed on the tables!
Just sort of sits there, being like a little softly amused.
Cheddar, go!
Hmm?
Go! I'm holding a hot pot. I can't. It's just like,
Get.
"Meow."
Go on, get. Yeah.
Eventually it does. He does jump down and wind
Good
between
boy.
the shopkeeper's feet and then, like,
Hmm.
go over to a little like cat tree in the corner.
Oh, baby. Oh, thank you. What kind of tea is this?
It's called Comforting Brew.
Oh, that's comforting.
Here, let me just and like in it pours the hot water from a kettle into a mug. It's like this will just 3 minutes. Here's a little uh timer, like one of those little and
Hourglass.
hourglass.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Now it's my turn to forget very
Very
simple
simple
words.
words, yeah. What's that glass that tells the hour? Anyway,
Anyway, marvelous little invention.
it really is, isn't it?
I want to note that there is like no way to be able to tell what like time period it is in here
Mm-hmm.
because like there are thermoses, there is an electric kettle, there's like and then there's stuff that's like there's a fireplace with a kettle hanging over it
Mm-hmm.
off to
The
one side.
colonial era period, kind of.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, yeah.
And it's like and the shopkeep is like treating these little hourglasses like they're the newest thing. Like, I love these things.
Mm-hmm.
Just got them.
Yeah. The first aid looks at it and she goes, I lost one of these years ago.
Hmm.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know they made multiples of those.
Hmm. I think it's weird trying to work these like questions into
Mm-hmm.
the conversation.
You did well last time
Thank you.
in the with the stable hand.
Um,
Just ask it.
yeah, so were you in the middle of any big projects? Have something ongoing, unfinished?
Yes. I was just I I tend to some uh forests, a bit of a park that I've worked for a couple of years. I was just trying to get some of the youngest maples. They were starting to get big enough, and I was able to fight off a lot of like the invasive species and stuff like that. I was eventually going to try and pull some sap and sell that as a way to raise money for a park. After everything that happened, I sort of lost track of that. The park closed for a little bit and didn't have many visitors. I'm sorry. I guess yes, I did have a little bit of unfinished business. Um, Maybe eventually I'll get back to it if I find the strength.
Your tea should be ready now. Let me. I think I have um uh, maple pound cake in the back.
Catch that audio. I don't think
That audio.
stream could hear it, but
Okay.
yeah, we might have to put on a second pot. I'm going through it. We also might need to take a break for me to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
All right. Um, He gladly accepts the maple pound cake. This was the which one was this comforting brew?
Yes,
Okay.
creates a safe space and eases what ails you.
Yeah, she like breathes in the steam of the drink for a couple times, and like you watch like what you thought were just normal wrinkles are wrinkles, but you could tell like they're like also like tense muscles, sort of like starting to like relax a little bit. You see her shoulders go down just a little bit in a more relaxed state. Um, and when she opens her eyes again for a little bit, something that like was always there but never really like apparent. There was just a lot of like her eyes essentially like were pretty much like just dead inside, and then they've come to a bit of a life back into them. It's very good tea. Thank you.
I'd be a very good tea shop owner if I couldn't whip up a good cup of tea every now and then.
Of course. Um, in our park, we would have a little cafe that got tea um with my wife a few every week or so.
Tell me about her. What what was your life like together?
Um, well, I guess it was very romantic. Um, felt like a movie sometimes. She was like the last thing a person like me, someone who gardens all the time and reads books instead of having friends. Um, she was at the park for some company, like a team building exercise or something like that. It looked like she was ready to murder every one of them. Uh, and I was doing my job. I was just weeding some flower beds, checking on the trees, their health, their making sure there's no wrong or anything. Just it's hard to explain how I just look at trees and just know. Yeah,
You're very tuned in to what they needed.
I guess. Yeah, yeah. Always had a bit of a green thumb. She I think she was trying to escape her some exercise. I think something about like three-legged races or something. Um, so she sort of stole me away. Uh, uh, she manufactured some urgent need that I needed to help her with, and s- took me off to somewhere else, and we just instead of doing anything, we just sort of sat and had tea at the cafe. Tastes a lot like this, actually. But of course, she didn't drink tea, or at least before she met me, she didn't drink tea. But she, a black coffee drinker, one of those types. I don't know what she saw in me, but she saw something. Um, Eventually, she you know, still had her job, her busy job for a while. We saw each other a few times. We never really defined what we were. I don't even, I can't even say when I felt anything change.
That's often how it is, isn't it? And
Yeah.
then the tea shop owner makes this sort of like I'm very arrow kind of
Mm-hmm,
expression. It's like
mm-hmm.
at least that's
Looks in the camera. That's right, right?
how I've heard.
These are what people who fuck do, right? Yeah, yeah. Eventually, we were having some trouble finances running a nonprofit and keeping Park funded. It's never easy. Always sort of struggling to tread water. Um, I asked for her help. She knows money pretty well. She stepped in, and then eventually she was running the place. It was weird having her be my boss and someone I would sometimes. Um, Eventually, I think maybe got a little too hard to hide our feelings for each other, and yeah, we lived together for a few years outside of the park and closer to the inner cities. It was a barely a one bedroom together. It was rough. Money was tight the whole time. You know, smart with money. She worked out a way for us to have our own house in the park. And just living where you work, it felt so weird to to do that and to just wake up in the morning like I'm not late at work, I'm already here. Uh, We got married a few years later after moving in, and you bet you expected us to get married in that park, but I feel like by then we had so many memories tied there. We just wanted somewhere else, so we got married somewhere else. I think I think she had a special connection to the coast, so we had a beach wedding. Very tacky. Furthest thing from where I wanted to be at the time, but I really didn't want to be anywhere else. So, um, so life went on for a few years like that. More than a few years, a couple, 10 years, a decade. It was a lot of time before she started feeling sick, busy with keeping corporate interests from bulldozing the park and managing dwindling attendance, visitors. It was probably the stress, but I almost wish that it was a slow thing, that it was that it would have given me more time, even if that time really hurt, but it was quick. She was okay, and then she was in the hospital, and then she was gone within a week. And, I'm sorry. I've never really talked to anyone about that before. Afterward, I just sort of kept to the park. kept reading. That's it. So thank you for the tea. Okay.
Of course.
She started to drink tea too. Um, mm, Took a while to convince her to get her into it. But that type A nature really, really fit to make the perfect tea.
She partial to white teas, very finicky, to be right temperature.
Exactly. I was always easy to please. I should probably get back to my garden. Um, this the trumpet vine is back again, so I have to go and take care of that. Never seems to go away. Thank you for the time and the tea.
Of course. Sometimes we just need to talk to someone. And a warm drink never hurts.
Right.
Would you like some of the maple cake for the road?
Be wonderful. Thank you.
Let me just box that up for you.
She'll leave. Still very in a very like melancholic state, but just a little lighter.
The shopkeep leans out the door as like to watch her walk away, like just very like cartoon, like Scooby Doo leaning,
Mm-hmm.
and like a couple of the cats, like it's the head stack
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
lean.
Mm-hmm.
And the shopkeep is like, "Oh, Cheddar, do you think the timing was right?" And Cheddar looks up and says, "Yes, I think we kept her here long enough. They should meet up in about, ooh, another turn or two." Now, everyone back
Man.
inside, you're not allowed to play in the moss field.
Get out of here. You're a danger to the ecosystem. Get in. Oh. Um. I will be honest. I love this so much. That was a lot for me.
Yeah.
um. Uh. But I really want to keep playing this. But we're close to an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a part two of this?
I would love to.
Do you want to do a part two of this and switch roles?
Yes.
I think we got through to like nine, like there's a total of 24 different days slash characters you can play. We got to 9 today, so um yeah. So I'll just make a note that the forester gives a random key ingredient. So why don't you just roll on supplies and then just mark down what you have.
Cloud dew.
Cloud Dew. The worst Mountain Dew flavor. Just kidding. That'd be awesome. Now
I
I want Mountain
like this
Dew.
game.
It was good and I liked it. Yeah.
I have a lot of feelings about the shopkeep
Mm-hmm.
and the mysterious shop that always has like a like a an ever-changing number of cats who may or may not be fey spirits.
Mm-hmm. Schrodinger's cats.
Schrodinger's cats.
Um,
Schrodinger's
Lost
lost
possessions. Yeah.
possessions.
Schrodinger's lost and found, essentially. and just smells nice.
Yeah. Exactly the type
It's always a little
of
hazy in there too.
exactly the type of tea that
Need at that
you need
moment.
at that moment. Exactly like the exact kind of food that like fits that moment, and the incense is always like just vaguely familiar.
Hmm. It feels it's like it's always every moment in this tea shop is that moment when you go to like a cafe or like a coffee shop and you're like, do you have this? Do you have this like have you just like do you have like can I have a dark roast of coffee? And like, oh, I just started brewing that. Like that perfect moment.
Mhm.
Which doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen more often than you really think. Working at a coffee shop myself, anytime just like someone walks in, they're like and like they're a regular, and I know exactly what they're gonna want. I'm like, oh, I just started brewing that. Here you go.
I think you come into this tea shop and you immediately feel like you're a regular. And even though it's like completely empty aside from the shopkeep's cats and you, it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, this is a nice place.
Yeah.
Instead of like if you in the real world, if you walk into a restaurant or a coffee shop and it's completely empty, you're like, uh
Huh. And
this
all the employees, all the employees are like, God damn it.
this always feels like someone has just left.
Mm-hmm.
Like a different customer has just left and
Mm-hmm.
you're coming in.
One of the things I think that I want to do when we play next is incorporate the how did you know my last customer,
Yes,
which you didn't get to do at any point, but um,
haven't uh
did you forget?
I did forget.
That's all right.
I
Next
should
time.
I also feel like cats should be a part of the bit
Okay,
of
yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? I think anything you do will end up having cats involved in it somehow.
yeah.
So yeah, yeah, I think we had a different game lined up for next week, but we can just scooch that back because we are masters of our own fate,
Yeah.
and we listen to nobody,
And we haven't announced what
and
the other game was,
yeah, and
so
fuck the man. Anyway, um, so
this is
thank you
fine.
so much for watching, for tuning in there. That was a lot. That was oh god, I'm sounding like you. That was a lot of fun. Thank you, Spring Villager, for making this very wonderful game. I love to see this game, um, single player, like doing it yourself.
I
Um,
was thinking as we were playing about how interesting it would be to do just a solo game, get a nice little journal to
mhm,
write in, and
yeah.
um,
I think it would be even like also pretty fun to do like as spoken, kind of like the way Racius did his
mhm,
thousand year old vampire game, a couple weeks back, where he did it like
yeah,
spoken like through spoken journals, which was a lot of fun. But like one person playing both roles because the tea shop owner really is just a figure to you know move the story and
mhm.
prompt.
I did a lot
Yeah,
of
you did a
like
lot. You're
mhm,
basically the
understanding
therapist
nod.
in this situation,
Yeah.
but you're not actually giving advice. Um, so that's why I think we should switch, so that way you have more things to say. Because I
Mhm.
think I spoke a lot this game. So, um,
I honestly am feeling a lot of inspiration and I like want to do a little like short comic of like different customers who come into the tea shop.
yeah, yeah. I will say, I really like that. There's just very little information about the characters that you are going to be playing, which gives you
Mhm.
so much room to work and create
Yeah,
things.
it literally is just
Like the
like
three
a
characteristics you know about the person is their occupation, I guess, or their role, their title, essentially, and the mood that they're in.
yeah.
And I came up with drunk, gambling lady, uh, yeehaw cowboy person.
I wanted to ask, did you have fun just getting to do your southern
Oh yeah.
accent with abandon?
Oh, it was great. I love doing my southern accent. So good.
I okay, like just to give a more thorough review of this instead of just it was nice, I liked it. I
Mm-hmm.
love the layout of the page. I think It's very nice. It has all of the information on one page. I'm excited to see the extended version,
Me too.
which is going to have, I believe, some more characters, some more sort of like encounters or uh, incidents
Hmm.
that you can role play.
Yeah, I
Um,
would also really love to see in this. I don't know what Spring Villager has like prepared for this, and I'm super excited to see what they come up with. I would really love to see like more things to describe the shopkeep,
mhm.
especially, and like more story building, like more characterization of the shopkeep, which you've done a little bit of that, which
Yeah.
is really unprompted as far as the game.
Yeah, there is, because it's a one page game
Mhm.
and there's so many parts to it, every part is very condensed.
Yeah,
Um,
which
it,
is a good thing a lot of the times I think.
yeah,
Um,
it gives you a lot of
room to work.
room for yourself to work with, especially as a journaling game. I can understand why it would be somewhat condensed.
For sure.
And like, you don't want it to feel like a whole chore when you're journaling.
Oh,
You want it to be, but I like it. We chose this game because we wanted to do something. We've been doing comedy games for the past couple
or
weeks.
not just like comedy games, but
They're
like
like,
lighthearted
yeah,
games.
lighthearted, cute, sweet games,
Yeah, and
which
we love those a
they're
ton.
great. I loved Magic Brew. I think I'm gonna
Magic Brew is
make
great.
my family play it when they come over on Monday.
Oh yeah, yeah, that might be fun to play.
But I also love games like this that really open the door to like just something very meaningful,
Hmm.
um, and like at times sad, but
It's a cathartic kind of sad.
yeah.
That's definitely how I felt about playing the Forester. It was a very deep cathartic sad, like, oh, I'm gonna make a very sad character. Because like you go in melancholy, like
Hmm.
when you rolled melancholy again, I was like, oh boy, I really hope I can pull a different angle on melancholy. And I think I did. So,
I liked, yeah, I sort of approached it, and it's not really something that's in the rules, but it what I wanted the shopkeep to, or the tea shop to serve as like this sort of spot where people could unburden themselves
mhm,
before moving on.
yeah, make your peace kind of thing.
Mhm. So the shopkeep always kind of teases out the hard questions.
Hmm. Which I think you did a wonderful job of.
Thank you.
I think especially most of them actually were pretty good.
You gave me a lot of really good like lead
Hmm.
ons
Yeah,
to go from.
and that was on purpose.
Hmm.
Just in
Yeah.
order to like bring the character, make the character feel more real. I think this is the way that we did this today. Um, uh, what is a really good exercise in
Hmm.
improv essentially, in creating a character, and like creating a serious character with improv, even if it's like think like I don't think the stable hand was a serious character, but it
But
was a
still,
not a, but it was not a comedy character,
yeah.
which is what most improv is.
I was sometimes worried because I was like, oh my god, I don't want to make you pull an entire backstory out of your ass.
I'll do it. I'll
Um,
do it.
but you did rise very like masterfully to each question.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, you watched me evade names and stuff like that because I'm
Yes.
very bad with names, but I'm good at just like describing things and like mm, I'm good at like taking pastiches of
Hmm.
already existing things and things that, and that's why you should hire me for your pastiche show.
You know what this game reminded me of? It,
What?
um, I'm sorry, did you say street magic? Specifically when you the portion where you play out a little
Oh yeah.
scene within
Mm-hmm.
the various settings.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
More vignette
yeah.
style.
We've played I'm sorry, did you say Street Magic a couple of times? The VODs should be
3?
on our YouTube.
Yeah, at least one of them should be on there. I'll
Um,
have to check on our YouTube page. You
it's
can
a
definitely check there.
very lovely city building game.
Hmm.
And there are all of these like prompts to do like a little improv scene in the setting you create.
Hmm.
And this is that, but an entire game, and also about passage into the afterlife.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. In playing, because like I play Dungeons and Dragons, if not once, twice. Oh, every weekend, literally every single weekend, I will
yeah.
play D&D twice. Um, and the people I play with, uh, we're all super into, you know, role playing,
Hmm.
and so being able to role play a ton in D&D is kind of a lot harder than in games like these,
Hmm.
which is why I really love games like these that are built on role play first and then game mechanics. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with either one. I'm a huge fan of D&D rules and like and crunchy rules. But I'm also a big fan of
It's nice to
acting.
have something where all of the rules and the numbers are there to facilitate the story.
Not that D&D doesn't also do
Um,
that. A lot of like D&D roles that I've done in
oh.
playing D&D have always, especially like when you fail a roll, that's usually like uh, a
Hmm.
good opportunity to, role play the character. Sorry for the sirens that you might be hearing.
Oh, we're gonna stop that.
No, and our
More
cat is
milk.
now looking at the pitcher of milk. Come here. Stolen. I've stolen the boy.
Time to be on camera.
He's a beautiful come my boy. Oh, he does
Um,
not like that. All right. Yeah, but saying, yeah. Otherwise, I just really enjoyed this game, and I'm excited to play it again next week, right here on Queers Guild.
yeah. I'm glad we had something more than just it was good, I like it
Mm-hmm. I like
to
I like
say.
these like little like debriefs afterwards. I hope
Hmm.
you people stay for the whole time. But also stay to watch us talk to each other about how much we like this game. And tell us what you thought about the game. That's an interesting thing I've never really thought about. Why don't you tell us how you like the game?
Yeah. If you are planning to play it
That'd be great.
solo or with a friend,
If you do, definitely like at us if it's because of us.
yeah.
But even if it's not because of us, definitely at Spring Villager because
And support the creator.
mm-hmm.
They have a couple of other games that I want to check out. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I like games like this.
I like games. I
I
like to
mean, yeah,
play
I like
pretend with
games.
my friends.
I'll
Ooh. It's
like
like recess time in an elementary school to
I'll
go
take
out and
I'll
take a
take the
rock and dig
time
it
to
to the
like
gem.
I'll take the time at a later date to really get into this, but I feel like a lot of indie games, both TTRPGs and like video games, are either horror or like melancholy. Usually horror with um but they all seem to do it in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
They're
I'm
like
interested for you to elaborate on this because I don't
yeah.
know what the hell you're talking about.
You don't? I
I
feel like
get it, but I
I go
don't get
through
it.
a whole I feel like I look at a lot of games. We look at a lot of games when we're trying to find a game to play, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of them are just like, this is a horror game.
Yeah,
This is a horror
this is a
game.
horror game.
This is also a
I
horror game. And it's like,
I
but
mean,
they're all a different kind of horror.
mhm. I mean, in terms of like storytelling and narrative, the ones that are exciting and the one where there's like a risk, quote unquote, of losing without actual risk to your personal self,
Mhm.
which is a lot of horror, a lot of like a lot of horror and tragedy is really what like is the term for it. It is getting to feel a feeling that you don't want to feel in the real world.
Yeah.
You don't want to feel sad. You don't want to be afraid in real life. But playing a horror game, seeing a horror
Mm-hmm.
movie, playing a very tragic game, seeing a tragedy, allows you to feel these feelings in a safe space, essentially,
Mm-hmm.
and then allows you to then afterwards go, "Hi, I felt that feeling. I'm good now. Goodbye,"
Mm-hmm.
and leave, kind of thing. Sort of a weird tangent on this, just because I really love this anecdote. In filming the movie version of Little Shop of Horrors, which is a horror musical, really, based off of a play or a book, can't remember. Um, at the end of the musical, everyone dies. Everyone, the villain, quote unquote, Little Shop of Horrors wins and takes over the world. Uh, Alien plant. Sorry, spoilers. They tried doing this for the movie, and audiences were hating it. It was not playing. It was not going well, and they realized it was because in movies the actors don't come out and give a bow and say we're okay. This was fake. We're actually okay. No, the blood is fake. We're here. We're okay.
It's
Thank you.
okay.
Clap for me, please. In movies, that doesn't happen. And so everyone, like, even if they knew logically that these people are okay, there's a feeling when you don't see the person come out afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a feeling like, oh God, they're dead.
There was something similar with the screen testing for Get Out,
Right.
which is um one of the only horror movies I have seen, and B, in my opinion, one of the best horror movies uh of the new tens.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
In
but
general. Yeah.
and I am about to spoil the ending.
Mm-hmm. We can
But
talk about the alternate ending that they're, yeah.
the alternate ending is that the main character, like, manages to fend off his attacker, and then a police car rolls up, and a policeman gets out and arrests him,
Mm-hmm.
because he is a black man who has just killed an entire white family, even though the white family are
Trying to kill him.
deeply evil
Mm-hmm.
monsters.
Doing some fucked up shit. So.
And people hated that. Like, it was realistic in so far as this movie
Mm-hmm.
is realistic. Um, but it was also like you spend the entire movie rooting for this guy, and like identifying with him and seeing him make it through these very difficult situations, and then he's arrested.
Yeah.
It's like, that sucks.
Yeah.
So they changed the ending
Mm-hmm.
because, like, there was like, it is a catharsis thing. It's like there's no culmination of his journey if he's just sent to jail.
Right.
It, but managing to get out, to
Mm-hmm.
escape, and to move on with his life is the culmination of the journey that's
Right.
he begins and that you watch him go through. Um, which is very off topic
Mm-hmm.
from,
Just
but
a bit.
it
I was actually gonna keep talking about that, but I was just like, we're pushing 45 hour 45, so
fiction is about feeling things and releasing an emotion. This game will make you feel things.
mm-hmm.
It made me feel things. It made Avery feel things. I don't know if it made Oliver feel things.
The only thing Oliver feels is, oh my God, no, the way you had the angle of the camera was like just perfect for him to be completely in the corner, but it's
Oh.
very good. Um, uh, he only feels hunger, love, and uh, bloodlust for birds and puke. That's about it.
And occasionally, like, 11 p.m. insanity.
Oh yeah, that's everyone. Everyone feels that though. That's nothing new. Anyway, thank you for joining us thank you for coming here.
Yeah, and if
Yeah,
you stayed,
if you stayed through this entire conversation, kudos. Because if I had the opportunity to leave, I would have. I have to go to the bathroom
oh
so
god,
bad.
we
Uh,
will.
so thank you for joining us. If you're looking for more RPG fix, tomorrow at around 6 p.m. I don't want to say around at 6 p.m. I'll be playing on a stream for D&D, even though I just spent a little bit knocking it. But I will be playing D&D with some of my friends on my friend Racius's channel, playing a wacky game of D&D. Bunch of franchise mixing and silliness abounds. Um, yeah, and that's what it's called, Convergence: A Slay a While Story. I should actually say what the stream is. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. on ADHG. And we'll be back probably on Wednesday for another video game. Don't know what it'll be. It'll be a video game. And then catch us back here again on next Saturday.
For part
Part
two.
two.
We so rarely do part twos.
The only thing we've done part two, like multiple parts for, I think, was Quiet Year, just because of how long that game was.
Yeah, and Ships That Pass.
Ships That
which,
Pass
again, that
was also a pretty long game, but it was also like so good.
Yeah. Check out the VODs on
yeah.
our YouTube
Our
channel.
YouTube channel.
We've played a lot of really neat games. You'll be able to tell which ones were like our favorite favorites because we've done them multiple times.
Yeah.
Um,
and the video quality may be different from video to video. I'm sorry. That's just the streamer life. Am I right, kids? Anyway, I really have to go to the bathroom right now, so I'm going to do this outro really quick. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. As always, stay happy, stay healthy, and
stay queer.
hey.